Welcome back to Super J Recap. This episode, we're going over the 1995 Super J Cup match between Wild Pegasus and Lionheart, also known as Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. I'm Kyle. I'm joined with a special guest.
Hey everyone, it's me, Kara.
Yep, Kara's back for another episode, and I think a much better match this time around. Much more interesting match for sure. Two incredibly good pro wrestlers, for sure. And, kind of what were your overall thoughts just going before we go into all the details?
Gosh, this match was crazy. I couldn't believe how much they fit into the time that they were allowed and kept the crowd the entire way.
Yeah, this is one I've been really interested with this tournament of like how short but effective all of these matches have been. And it's like, yeah, you don't need, 20, 30 minutes. It's to have a really good, solid match. Like my favorite match of this tournament thus far has been the Shinjiro Otani Mochizuki match that's 4 minutes long. Mm-hmm. But it was just a different enough style that it brought something else out. And like this one is up there too. And it's super funny in comparison to Jericho's first match, where I think he did like one flex pin and like yelled like "Come on, baby" once. Mm-hmm. Whereas he is so vocal and so loud and obnoxious during this match that it's like, oh my God, this is the Chris Jericho I know and love.
Yeah.
So... But yeah, what were more of your thoughts?
I'll be honest, I had a really tough time trying to figure out who was the babyface for most of the match.
Okay.
Just they both had moments where it's like, oh, you're being kind of a piece of shit right now.
Yeah.
Whether it was Jericho with the huge chip on his shoulder or Pegasus with kind of like the age experience over Jericho.
Yeah, kind of almost a little bullying, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he definitely goes in there, and even the lead up, like the promos and stuff that they show throughout this show, and it's a lot of Jericho really trying to prove himself, and like he very much looked over his opponent in the first round of like, I'm gonna beat Nakajima and then I'm going to face Benoit and I know I can beat you, we're both Canadian, we can do this, kind of thing. But yeah, like it was, really, and I pointed out like, oh, he wasn't as vocal, in his first matches. And then this one, he's yelling and even does a like full on, come on, motherfucker, right at Wild Pegasus. And it's like, wow, this is a vast change. And then both of them super aggressive to start off, I liked the style of this match for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of emotion that they were able to relate without using. Well, granted, Jericho's screaming the entire time, but like Benoit doesn't say anything except for like that was a 3 ref.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's the only time he's actually vocal and like arguing with the ref or anything. Whereas you have, like you said, you have Jericho just screaming at the top of his lungs, either when he's in a submission or, if he's on the offense and just trash talking. But my notes say Jericho keeps the advantage and is super annoying about it.
Yeah.
Benoit drops him with a back suplex to get the advantage back, which was a really like quick counter or two. And then, this is when the match really starts going on. Jericho cursing as he's in a Boston Crab. And then, Jericho finally gets the advantage, hits his like springboard drop kick and then a springboard moonsault, which looked insane.
Yeah, it looked like he about landed on his head.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he looked, this is, very young and spry Chris Jericho, and wow, he's just going for it the whole time for sure. And Benoit like makes him look really good too, because Benoit in this, like we said, this is quarterfinal matchup, so it's Benoit got a bye for the first round because he won the 94 Cup. So Benoit and Liger got the 2 byes. And so this was Benoit's first match of the night. And, he's going in and, going 50-50 with Jericho and making Jericho look like a star. Double underhook powerbomb by Jericho, complete with a come on baby afterwards, because it was 1995 Chris Jericho, so and then he did the flex pin around this time. So many crazy spots, missing the diving headbutt. I like the little back and forth, and then kind of similar to modern day of like a Kenny Omega match, and just like back and forth, dragon suplex. Dragon suplex, big power bomb, but then missing the diving headbutt. And so what at this point? What were your impressions, and like who did you think was going to come out? Who did you think was going to actually come out and win this match?
I wasn't really sure, 'cause, again, they were both so evenly matched. I did kind of think Pegasus was going to pull through just because of the experience and how cool and level-headed he stayed throughout most of the match.
Yep.
Even after Jericho did that crazy moonsault to the outside, and, come on, babied in the ring.
Yeah.
Pegasus popped right back up, kicked him in the gut, just about went for that moonsault himself.
Yep. Yeah. He missed the moonsault. Yeah, I like the. So yeah, since you just watched these 2 matches, you didn't get the pain that I felt of. I swear, every single match in this tournament, somebody does a Fisherman Buster, and it's like, oh my god, again, really? And so it's like, which is weird because it's Liger's finisher, and like literally Liger gets the bye for the first round, but every first round match has a Fisherman Buster. And it's like, really? And then Jericho keeps doing it, and Ultimo Dragon keeps doing it, and it's like,
maybe it was like the Gentleman's Challenge of the tournament where everyone does one.
Yeah, I've said in the other episodes of this, of like, was this the like the cutter? Because Michael Watson, who was just on the previous episode, was like, yeah, the Fisherman Buster was like the cutter, and then the sit down power bomb was that tournament's Canadian Destroyer. Of like, everybody was using it, everybody was doing it, and doing it way too often. But Jericho hit a like insane looking tiger suplex though.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, which, how difficult that move always is to like make it look good, was fantastic. So as a person who does a few suplexes yourself,
I do like to suplex every once in a while. There is one bit I'd like to point out. I don't know if it was intentional or not.
Yeah.
But it was after, right after Benoit got right back in the ring after the moonsault from Jericho. They both ended up on the top rope. Looked like Jericho was going to hit something. And then it kind of looks like Pegasus went for the eye rake into that kind of crossbody from the top where they're both going.
Yep.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if he was just talking to him and holding his hair, but it looked like it was a little quick reversal there, so he got the upper hand.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was supposed to be like one of those quick, at those times, like the quick Benoit strikes that he always did, but yeah, he just did it quick, and yeah, it almost looked like an eye rake, which would have been interesting because he'd then go on to wrestle Gato in the next round. So like, you definitely knew he wasn't trying to like heal it up by any means, but yeah, like you said, I wonder if it was intentional or not. And then Jericho hits the lion salt and does like the European clutch like pin, but just gets a 2 count. And then Jericho goes up and looks like he's going to set up for the superplex. And then Benoit counters it into a top rope tombstone pile driver.
Ugh, yeah.
Which was like super sloppy in some ways. Like it looked closer to almost how Matt Riddle does his tombstones, where it's a big, power slam. But it wasn't you could tell that wasn't supposed to be what it was. It was just, almost like, all right, I don't want to break Jericho's neck. I have to throw him kind of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect.
No, it wasn't perfect, but I mean,
I wouldn't throw a perfect tombstone from the top rope either if I was fighting that hard.
The only person I've seen throw like a really good looking like top rope tombstone was actually Jessica Havoc.
Yeah, she's flawless in that.
She's flawless, like, it's like literally her and Kimberly at one of the first wrestling like VFW shows, and I'm just sitting in the corner like recording it, like, oh my god, I'm so scared for both of you. I'm friends with both of you. Don't hurt each other. And then it's like, okay, it was Jess. She's fine. It won the match. That's all I needed to do. But yeah, overall, impressions in the match, some other spots that you saw that kind of stood out.
I really liked the beginning sequence right where they locked up. Benoit got the upper hand right away. There's the experience. But then right away they did the exact same thing, and Jericho got it over on him, and it was like, I can keep up with you, mother.
Yep.
And then they do like the slap bit, which I know in Japan can mean like the kind of sign of respect that they respect each other as wrestlers.
Yes. It's that respect, and then that like showing how tough both of them are.
But then after that, Benoit immediately puts Chris back on the ground and stretches him.
Yeah.
Again, the experience winning over the anger of the young one.
Yep. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match. This is when Dave Meltzer started actually rating the matches going forward. He watched the show, but in the Observer, like, he didn't rate anything before this, and it was like, it's 4.25 from the Observer. It's a 7.63 on Cage Match, just kind of for historical perspective. I like I said, I really enjoyed this match, and it seems like you did as well. Enjoyed the story of it, and yeah, it was really, really good. And then each episode we talk about what the loser did moving forward. The loser's Chris Jericho. I think you people know.
I think he's doing all right.
I think he's doing okay right now. Feuding with a friend of mine. Just apparently gonna go into a bat of mimosas or something. Their next
we're gonna
match.
Get right up.
Yeah. But yeah, so Kara, what are your plugs and stuff for social media?
Everything's under Free Range Kara. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Patreon. I'm all over the web.
Sweet. Yep, and then make sure subscribe to this channel and check out everything that I do at Knocked Out Films on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming and watching these with me, Kara.
Absolutely.